What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 259. I am your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I am joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? Back in Queens, son.
Yeah, Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up?
Carlos Romero.
I guess that solves the question that Chris had about Mac.
Yeah, right? Shit. We got Mr. Adam Vale in the house.
Happy Halloween, suckers.
Uh-oh.
All right, and we got two guests. First, joining us once again, Mr. Richard Bailey Jr.
What's up, everybody?
All right, and of course, we got the one, the only one, Rikuson one.
Man, I wish I had a friend like me, but I'm Rikuson one, the only one. What's good, everybody?
What's going on? All right, Manny. Well, Manny and I want to give a shout out to the ARG podcast. We were on there literally like half an hour ago, and we were talking all things Metal Gear. And the reason I bring it up, we're going to give them a proper shout out, but we were having some technical difficulties over there, and we seem to be having them right now on Throwdown. For some reason, my second screen is not showing up, so all you guys are seeing it's just our little animation that Manny did for you guys. But you can hear us just fine. So I'm going to try to work on that.
Your second screen thing is not working?
Yeah, like my second screen is not showing up at all. So if I can't fix, because I don't want to restart the show, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so, we're just a couple of buildings now. Everybody knows our voices.
Yeah, you
right?
like buildings, right? Buildings are good, you know. But yeah, so we were on there to talk about on the ARG podcast to talk about Metal Gear, Hideo Kojima, a bunch of different things, man. Good times as always. You know, any thoughts on the episode we just did?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I always like get on a show with those guys.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, again, you guys just bear with us with the graphics. I kind of forgot how to fucking get my second screen on here. Oh well. Whatever. Anyway, so tonight we're doing this obviously a day early because me and Manny have to go see King Diamond tomorrow. You guys don't know who the fuck that is. Don't
King
worry about
Diamond!
You guys don't worry about that.
I really thought that they had swapped him out. I thought he was too old, that he aged out, and he just got somebody else to do it. I didn't know it's the same dude.
Yeah,
it's the same Norwegian guy.
Same guy.
He's still doing his thing, man. You know, so that's why we're here a little bit early for you guys. Yeah, my second screen is not showing up. All right, you guys have to deal with buildings tonight. Oh, well.
You get to see that nice background.
Fucking Discord, man, I swear. Anyway, so since we're kind of doing this off the cuff, it's a little bit of a fucking show. What's up?
Is it Discord or OBS?
OBS, it's OBS. Discord seems to be fine. So it's a little bit of a fucking show tonight. And to show you that, we're going to start things off with an exclusive, baby.
Oh.
So tonight, for the first time ever, you're going to hear Rikuson one's exclusive review of Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
I am not making this up.
Related.
It's not game related at all, but Rikuson will somehow tie it into video games. Go ahead, Riku. I unleash thee. Go.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, man. Okay, first I want to talk about the fact that I decided to say, you know what? Let me get this Popeye's chicken sandwich after work. It was like what 6 p.m. I got off of work at 6 p.m. Popeye's like 9 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, let me drive down there, see what's going on, right? I drive up to the Popeyes, man. I'm not even in the plaza for Popeyes yet. And the line for the drive-through line, because at first I'm like, I'm gonna just go to the drive-through, you know, I'm not gonna go inside all those crazy motherfuckers, you know, I'm gonna just take the drive-through. Before I could even drive in the plaza, there was a line from Popeyes wrapping around Popeyes, going out of the plaza and into the road. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not fucking going through the drive-through because I'm gonna waste my gas waiting for that shit. So I'm gonna just go inside and get my chicken sandwich that way. And man, the whole street and everything around Popeyes was just Popeyes chicken sandwich, the wrapper that it comes in, the little bag.
Damn.
It was all over the fucking place. Like it looked like what's the thing?
You see a bunch of junkies eating it, in the corner, shaking and shit.
Basically, I drove up. I could barely find a parking spot. I don't even know how I found mine. And they had police cars out there also ready for the smoke if somebody was out there ready to kill somebody. And the police was eating the chicken sandwiches too. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? So you know what? I went inside Popeyes, and it's just fucking chaos. People screaming and shouting, waiting and shit. So I was inside there. You know, I was tweeting Tony, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck going on here? People sleeping out from the itis from the chicken sandwich. It was crazy.
Man, what did they put in this?
I was in there for at least an hour and a half before I even got like up to the counter, and then when I got up to the counter, she handed me a ticket. I'm like, a ticket? What do you mean? And so I had to wait in line to get a ticket, to get out of line, to wait some more to get my food. I was like, where the fuck they do that at? So I was just waiting, and I finally got my fucking chicken sandwiches. I decided to get 3 chicken sandwiches.
3?
Yeah, 3. I was like, all right, let me. Everyone always talking about the spicy mayo version, so let me get 2 of those, and let me get one of the classics. Right, that's what I told the lady, and she threw it in the bag, and I was out of there. Right, I was like, I'm gonna wait until I get home until I eat this bitch. I'm not gonna drive and eat it, and something happened and I crash or some shit. So I'm like, all right, wait till I get home to eat it. I get home, right. And I open up the bag. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's start off with the classic, because I got to work my up, right, Carlos? I'm doing it right. I got to start off with the classic. I'm like, all right.
Start with the classic.
So I dig inside the bag, right? Pull it out. Oh, sorry. This is one of the spicy ones. Let me put this shit back. All right, let me get the other one. Spicy. Oh, okay. So these 2 are the spices. This one's the classic, right? Spicy. This bitch gave me 3 spices and no classic.
Oh.
God damn it.
My boss is gonna whip her for that shit, because those are the hot items.
Whatever, man. I was like, all right, man. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just fucking with the spicy right now. So currently, right now, I still have not tasted the classic regular version. But everyone that's saying that the spicy version is better. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I got 3 of the better version, right? Even though I personally am not a fan of like the spicy versions of stuff. Like anytime I go to the Chick-fil-A or anything, I usually don't get the spicy ones, but I have tasted their spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich
spicy
with
deluxe.
The spicy deluxe. I'm gonna talk about that one in a second.
That shit is
We'll
clutch.
talk about that.
We'll talk about that, right, Rich?
So I ate the chicken sandwich, man. I ate the fucking chicken sandwich.
Threw some hair in your chest. You're like, oh.
Uh-oh.
It's some good shit, man.
Excuse me?
I'm fucking with it. So the bread is it was okay. I don't know why everyone was flipping out over the bread. The bread was okay. The pickles definitely added some flavor. They definitely put a lot of those motherfuckers in. And the spicy mayo, I don't know how I feel about the spicy mayo. I've never, because like before this shit even came, I didn't even know that shit existed. So it was the spicy mayo was good. The chicken, the actual chicken in it was fucking good, man. It had the nice in there. I was eating it. I went on to the second one, ate that bitch too. Went on to the third one, ate that bitch too. And I thought I was gonna play some Cold Steel 3 that night. Nope, my ass went straight to sleep.
And the itis, baby.
I was like, God damn it! I thought I was gonna play some goddamn Cold Steel 3 after this. Nope, I went straight to sleep.
You went cold to sleep, man. Fuck.
That shit makes a lot of sense, because Riku tweeted me a freaking GIF, and I'm like, what the hell does this all mean? And like a whole bunch of us just started tweeting Riku, and he didn't respond.
I responded. I was knocked the fuck out. I was knocked the fuck out.
Someone got the itis.
I woke up the next day. What's the first thing I did? I went straight to that motherfucking bathroom, man. I was shitting up a goddamn storm. What the fuck?
You probably shitting fire with all that spicy shit.
I was shitting all types of shit, man.
Oh, God.
All types of
You looked inside, you saw one chicken was whole again. It was like, what the fuck? Just like,
for me is that usually I do have I have like my stomach has this routine where I have morning shits, right? But it only kicks in when I get dressed, I go to work. By the time I get to work, before my first break, that's usually when I get all right, here comes the morning shits, let me just go get this out the way. That shit came as soon as my ass woke up. And For some reason, I didn't even eat breakfast that next day.
Oh wow!
I just went straight to lunch. I don't know what the fuck that chicken sandwich did to me, but apparently I skipped breakfast. Any other day that shit would have happened, I would have been fucked up. But
did it give you a stomach ache, or you just had the
no,
shit?
it didn't. No, I just had the shits. I just had to shit a lot. I didn't feel, I wasn't feeling any type of way or nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but the chicken sandwich is lit. I like it a lot. Would I get it again? I'm probably gonna go back because I want to try the classic. But since this is the spicy version, only in comparison to Chick-fil-A that I feel would be fair to compare it to is what Carlos said, the spicy deluxe. And in comparison to the spicy deluxe, I would say that this is over the spicy deluxe. But since this is spicy version of the Popeye's chicken sandwich has the spicy mayo in it, this is Popeye's signature sauce that they put inside it. It's built into the motherfucking sandwich. So I think it will be fair to do the same thing with the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Chick-fil-A has their Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know if anyone here tried the Chick-fil-A sauce, but that's goddamn heaven in a packet.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
that is good. Yeah.
If you put the Chick-fil-A sauce in that spicy deluxe, I would say that the Chick-fil-A spicy deluxe with the Chick-fil-A sauce is a bit above that sandwich.
Can I critique
Go ahead.
your critique?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, well, first off, for me, I don't know. For me, it's not spicy enough. That's my one criticism of it. And I think the sauce, I think it needs more sauce. Because that freaking, they put a freaking huge ass fucking patty. It's like,
that is a big ass patty. I do agree with that. And
so most of it is going to be dry. Like, dry at least, and there's no sauce. But I mean,
inside the middle of the chicken. Yeah,
it's juicy, but outside, like it's dry,
I completely agree with you. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna go back sometime this weekend. What are you gonna say?
I recommend getting sauce from the Popeyes and putting it on the chicken.
The sauce from Popeyes, is there like a name for that, or just called Popeye sauce, or what?
They have a lot. It just depends on what you like. They have like a spicy one. They have like a what's it called?
Come on, man, Carlos. You got to tell me exactly what I need.
Yeah, man. How do you get the sauce?
You won't like it. I like sweet heat, the sweet heat sauce, but I think that was gonna be too spicy for you.
Oh yeah, I'm not really a spicy person. Like even when I was eating that, I was just like, man, I low key wish I had the classic version right now. Because when I go to fucking Chick-fil-A, that's what I get. I get the classic, their classic shit, and I dip it in the fucking Chick-fil-A sauce, and I'm fucking good. And I couldn't do it out here because I didn't fucking have it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go back this weekend and see if it's not packed. If it's packed, fuck that shit. But if it's not packed, I'm gonna drive past one of them and see what's going on. What's going on over there? Oh, they still packed? All right, I'm gonna say because they said it's not going nowhere. They said it's back for good, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh, that's what they said. Shit.
Yeah, they said it's back for good.
They said it's back
all
for
these
good.
chickens.
Right.
And they took a hiatus for a reason. You know why they took the hiatus, right? It's not because they ran out. Yeah, that was the reason. They could have easily came back like a week later. They said they hired like a shit ton of people, and they specifically hired these people to make their fucking chicken sandwich.
Wow.
They have no other fucking job.
It's gonna be
when they came,
I was just gonna say, like, it's gonna be funny when the craze dies down. What's gonna happen to these people?
I don't know.
Die down. They put some shit. I don't know. You know how when you're at a job and they hire the temps for a little while, and then they get rid of them.
These are fucking temps, bro.
Yeah, these are fucking temp workers for the fucking chicken sandwich. But yeah, it's definitely gonna die down. I think people,
of course,
I think enough people are either gonna die or have itis.
Wow,
it's gonna die down, and then
it's gonna end up like the vapes. People are gonna find out some fucked up shit in this chicken, and that's what's causing everybody to get all crazy. They put crack juice in it.
Yeah, they did something, man. Crack juice.
Oh man! Yeah. All right. By the way, Riku, you let us on, man, because based on your tweets, I was like, oh, I don't think he liked this shit, but it turns out you did.
Think? Yeah, man. I was eating it. I was just like, man, fuck. I just knew it. I was like, man, I'm not gonna do nothing else for the rest of the fucking night. Nope.
I'm not conked out.
Yeah. It's a good. It's a good sandwich, man. Popeyes has my respect.
So what's the Metacritic score on this Popeye sandwich?
This Popeye sandwich to me gets a 9.25 out of 10.
Oh shit!
It's a great sandwich. It's a great sandwich. Get it. And this is the spicy version. I don't even fuck with the spicy like that. This version, I want to see the classic get from me.
Yeah.
So we gonna see about that. We'll see about that.
We'll see about that. That's right, man. Yeah. Oh, by the way, in related news, this is not my first time having it. I did because I was thinking about getting the sandwich myself because I was in the city the other day, but Shake Shack was right there. So I'm like, I'll get the fucking Chicken Shack. Chicken Shack is good, man. My only complaint, if I had one, is that, and I guess this is because it's chicken breast, it was more flavorful on the outside than on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because that breast is thick. You know, so on the inside it's not as flavorful. But since this is Shake Shack, I had that shit with bacon. You know what I'm saying? I was chilling.
That's the thing. Yeah, doesn't the spicy deluxe come with that stuff in it?
No, the Chick-fil-A, no. It comes with.
Tell me what comes inside it. Yeah,
spicy deluxe is a chicken patty, cheese, like it's Monterey Jack cheese, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
or pepper jack.
Yeah.
Lettuce, tomato, pickle, and that's it.
Okay, so here's my question: what is the chicken spicy or is the sauce spicy?
The chicken is spicy.
Okay.
And here's the thing about Popeyes. Popeyes' chicken is supposed to be spicy. That's the difference. Like they either have the regular or spicy chicken.
Supposed to be Cajun, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
And for me, it wasn't that spicy.
Interesting.
That's my criticism.
Do you find regular Popeyes chickens too not spicy enough too?
Regular?
Yeah, regular Popeyes chicken. How do you find the spice in that?
I never have regular.
Okay, well,
I just always have spicy.
Yeah, no, because I'm just assuming that if you have the regular spicy chicken, chicken with bones and all that you're probably not gonna find it that hot, spicy either. Then if the chicken
that one
wasn't.
Well, no. Oh no. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I found the regular spicy Popeyes chicken. I find that shit more spicy than the chicken sandwich.
Interesting.
Yes. Yes.
By the way,
which is freaking weird.
Yeah, that is weird. By the way, related story. This happened years ago. Because I'm a pussy when it comes to this stuff, right? So I always get the mild chicken, right, from Popeyes. But one day, they got my order wrong and it was spicy, right? But I was fucking hungry, so I ate the shit. It was like 6 pieces, bro. The next day, that shit burns coming out. I'm like, what the? I thought something was wrong with my stomach. Like, I gotta go to the doctor. What the fuck is going on? And then after the panic let off, the brain kicked in and say, yo, Tony, man, that shit was spicy going in, bro. What the fuck do you think was gonna happen when it came out? It's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I don't fuck with spicy stuff, man.
It's Newton's law of motion, man.
Yeah, and then
it comes in spicy, it comes out spicy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when logic hits, it's like, yo, Tony's gonna burn out, coming out too, bro. Just chill. You ain't dying, But yeah, Riku, I will definitely try to get that chicken eventually. But now, actually, this is what I think I may do. This is an idea I'm pondering, right? Because I already had the Chicken Shack, right? Next, I'm gonna go. Even though I've had it before, gonna go to Chick-fil-A, have one of those, and then go to Popeye. So if I eat them all within a week, I'll be able to compare all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my plan right now because it's fresh in my mind. It's like, because the last time I had a Chicken Shack burger was probably like 2 years ago, but I just ate one a couple of days ago. It's just fresh in my mind. The Chick-fil-A one, because Chick-fil-A, for what I remember, was fucking awesome. Like, that shit was like an orgasm in your mouth, son.
Chick-fil-A is the shit.
As a matter of fact, I want, and Richard, you'll find this funny. I want to give a shout out to the gamer goddess. She's the one that put me onto that shit. We were in LA. You already know what I'm talking about, Rich. Shout out to Reggie, man. So we were in LA after E3, after Sony event. She was like, "Yo, Tony, man, we got to go to Chick-fil-A." Ever had them? I never had this shit. This was still when Chick-fil-A was still exclusively on the West Coast. Man, that shit changed my life.
No, it wasn't only on the West Coast.
Well, it wasn't in New York at that point.
No, it wasn't in New York, but like you go out of New York, you find Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure if I went to Long Island,
I've never had one of those.
Yeah, but no, man, I had that shit, man. It was fun. It changed my life, man. And ironically enough, the next time I had it was when I was in Manny in Pennsylvania. The next time I had it, I'm like,
Pennsylvania, they're all over the place.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So there you go, people. That's Rikusan's exclusive review of the Popeyes chicken sandwich, man. Thank you, Riku.
Great sandwich, man. Get it today, and then have the shits the next day.
What was your rating again? 9.
Yeah, the Metacritic.
9.25.
Oh shit!
9.25.
Higher than Spider-Man. Oh man! All right,
Spider-Man or Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Anyway, moving on here. Manny, you got a story to regale us with. You were in New York today, man, for something very special.
Yes,
and
I was
feel free to tell us the long version of this story.
I was actually in New York for the Art of Death Stranding, Fractured Worlds, the Art of Death Stranding. It was a special pop-up art show / store to promote the game Death Stranding. I was recently in a contest I entered my artwork into a contest to be a part of the show, and my work actually got in. So being that obviously I don't live that far away from New York right now. I live about 3 hours, 2 hours away. So I figured, you know what, I'll come in and I'll they had the register thing and I'll come in, but I decided to come in a little bit early, because I wanted to give Kojima a gift. I had this thing that I wanted to give him, like maybe some of my books and all that stuff. So I waited on the early bird line because what happens is they had these special meet and greets. Now, when they started the whole registration process for people to go to the show, it said meet and greets are all filled. Now the thing is that it was filled even before it opened to the public. And what happened is the meet and greets were, from what it seems like, is they were randomized to every single person that was on the PlayStation Network. And it would randomly send somebody an email saying, hey, you've been selected to go to meet Hideo Kojima at this thing in New York. So not many people got them. Or not many people got it, but it wasn't like a wide open thing. So anyway, I decided, let me go in early and see, being that I'm part of the show, I'll talk to them, see if I can get this package in, to him, and then come in later and watch and check out the show at 2:00, which I was scheduled for. So I told them what was up, and they're like, "Wait, you're on the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, And they're like, "All right, hold on, we'll see what we can do." So the lady walks away, and she comes back, and she comes back with the event coordinator, and we start talking. And they're like, "We love your work, and Kojima Productions loved your work, blah blah blah. We're gonna see what we can do to get you in." I'm like, really? What? So they managed to get me in on the meet and greet, and I got to meet Kojima, and I got to give him like the package that I had for him, and took a picture with him and Yoji Shinkawa. And my work is in the same location as they have this big Norman Reedus like statue, like life-size statue in the suit and stuff. They have a whole wall of all these Kojima supposedly met, and they have like nice concept section. When you first walk in, you actually walk in to that white hallway that they always keep showing with the Ludens figure in the middle.
Yeah,
you walk into like a replica of that when you first go into the art show, and then you walk through and you get to see all the concept art, and they have a feature that shows the music, how the music was created for the game, and how you can kind of mess around with the music and remove sound effects and add things to it. And they explain the motion capture process, and they show a little bit of that, and show what the motion capture sections look like when there wasn't anybody in, without the graphics on there. So they show Norman Reedus on a bike, and his bike is like a cheesy wooden plank, but his backpack is like freaking PVC tubes. So it was really cool. It was a really nice little show. And then just to kind of see, I was actually a part of a Metal Gear art show, like an official Metal Gear art show years ago during Metal Gear Solid 5, and I was actually not able to go because it was in France. So it was actually really cool to be involved with another big Kojima game and actually be able to attend the event. So it was cool. I bought a couple things. In fact, you guys, so if you fans of Kojima games and Death Stranding, I have a bunch of posters that they gave away for free. They're these pretty huge, like heavy duty posters. So maybe we'll do a couple of giveaways and stuff for you guys.
That'd be cool. You also met one of our fans there, Father Son, I think he is.
Yes, I met Father Son here. He recognized me as soon as he saw me, and I was like, "Yo, Emilio!" I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man?" So it was good to meet. I saw Danny.
Hey.
Danny Pena. Just apparently he moved back to New York.
Yeah, he's back in New York now. Yep.
So I was talking to him a little bit, and I was talking. It's funny when I came in the morning, not many people knew me. But once that my actual time when because I went back to my normal the time that I was supposed to go to the gallery and check it out, because I didn't actually get to see it because I was in a little bit of a rush, because to be honest. At 12 o'clock, I had to literally hightail it back up to 34th Street from downtown. I can't remember what part of downtown we're in. It was near near where the PlayStation, the first selling of the PlayStation 4 happened. It's literally like the building over from it. You know that building that looks like a PS4? Yeah, that.
Oh, okay.
That building downtown is where this, close to that, was where the Kojima event was. So I literally had to go all the way from downtown in the meat packing district all the way up to 34th Street to deliver a box of comp copies to Kari, because he's going over to Europe, and he hadn't really gotten his comp copies of the graphic novel version of Excellence. The first part of it, the first 6 issues of Excellence, was collected into a graphic novel. So I got mine. Apparently, living in Pennsylvania, I get all of my packages and stuff earlier than the New York ones, because I guess it's the straight shot from LA, right? I don't know, California. So I went up there after I met Kojima, shook his hand, gave him the thing, tried to talk a little bit. Then I was like, I looked around him and I'm like, all right, I got to get out of here. I literally walked all the way up to 34th Street, deliver the package, then walk back down again. Met up with our good friend Ruby. You remember Ruby?
Ruby Taki. Yeah,
so she's hanging out there. She actually got to meet Kojima too, and got a little picture and everything with him. So and then we ate, and then I went back into the thing again, and I met a bunch of people who actually knew what I looked like and knew who I was. They're like, "Hey, Emilio, what's up?" So I was like, at least I met him, and there's Danny, and then there was another guy from France who knew who I was. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. By the way, I saw it. I don't think you guys know each other. I call him my unofficial cousin, Joey Polanco. He's on Twitter. He was at the event too, but I don't think you guys knew each other. So
I talked to one guy. I don't know if it might have been him though.
Well, was he like?
It was a guy in a suit.
Oh no, he wasn't in a suit.
This was a guy in a suit, and his hair was slicked back.
No. This guy was just regular, dressed like normal and stuff. Yeah, because I saw him taking pictures. Like, oh shit, because he lives in he lives in Brooklyn, but yeah, good guy. But yeah, that sounds like you had fun down there.
It's a good little show. I mean, to be honest, it's all free. If you live in New York and you want to go check out something fun, it's a free show. You just walk in. You just got to set up a time, because the way they have it set up is like a gallery, right? So you set up a specific time, and they have a certain amount of people that they let in, so it doesn't get too crowded. So you don't have a bunch of people crowded around everything, and you can't see anything. So they at least get you about 20 people per session, and you go in and you just look around and fun stuff, and then you might see Kojima because they have the meet and greet stage, or the event stage that sits there in the center of the last area, and then after that you can walk into a Kojima Productions / Death Stranding merchandise booth, which anybody can go in. You don't need to make an appointment for that.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, it's good to see folks and people seem to enjoy the work. It looked really nice on the wall. I actually asked the event staff, hey, so what's gonna happen with all these? They're like, we don't know. I'm like, yeah, they're probably gonna throw them in the garbage. I don't need this shit anymore. Also, another fun thing you could do is
they'll sell it to Konami.
Yeah. So another fun thing you could do was how they're obsessed with hands and stuff like that. So what you can do is they have this big bulletin board, right, where Norman Reedus and Kojima and Shinkawa and Lindsay Wagner and the Earl Ray, they all signed a section and put their handprints on there. Oh, and Troy Baker too. And then you could put your handprint on there too. So I just hey, why not? Stuck my hand and put my hand on there, and then I signed it.
Nice. Cool, man. All right. Moving on here. Okay, so last week, our main feature topic was about Death Stranding. Right now, we were all coming at it from like a place of ignorance. Let's just be real. None of us played it. I want to publicly apologize to one Richard Bailey Jr. for not having you on the show because you played the game and reviewed the game. So we definitely needed to have you on. So we're going to rectify that and have you, share your thoughts on it. I mean, obviously, people could read your review over now on thecoalition.com, but just for the Throwdown fans, it would be cool if you could share your thoughts and then argue with Adam for about an hour.
Spit the fire. What's the argue about? He hates. Spit the fire, boy. Spit the fire.
Well, first and foremost, there is no need to apologize, good sir. Yeah, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I know that I spent a lot of time playing Death Stranding, so once I published that review, I just needed to take a break for at least the rest of the day, because I know the embargo lifted for that on last Friday. But as I had mentioned in the review, pretty much, I will admit this right now because I've saw what a lot of people have said about the game, and some of them have also mentioned it. When I wrote this review, there was a lot of stuff that I could not say in the review. I mean, it's very specific guidelines to say you can't talk about certain stuff because all of the reviews came out a whole week before the game actually came out. So there were certain things that I couldn't say. And if I opted to do a video review, there was certain stuff that I couldn't show also because, yes, of the story spoilers that were out there. Now, unfortunately, there was a lot of spoilers that did get out because I heard that there was some stuff that had leaked out. I don't really know any information about that. I just heard people was talking about it and talking about it on Twitter. So that's unfortunate. But what I can say about the game, and as I said this in my review and also in the other discussion that I had with Gary, is that if you've seen the gameplay videos for Death Stranding, you probably think that you have a very good idea of what the experience is. And for the most part, when it comes to delivering the packages to different locations, so on and so forth, that is a major part of the game. A lot of those deliveries are critical to the story and to progress and move the plot forward. So if you saw any of that footage, if you see Norman Reedus picking up a whole bunch of boxes, you probably think, "Oh, this looks a little silly."
Did you deliver pizza?
Oh, yes, there was a mission regarding that. But if you saw any of this stuff and you said to yourself, "Man, this does not look like my type of game," well, then you probably shouldn't pick up this game because you will be disappointed. But with that said, it really depends on your preference because, again,
what type of gamer do you think would enjoy this game? Like
what type of gamer?
Yeah, like what type of games? Like, let's say, oh wow, if you like, I don't know, Pokemon games, this is the type of game for you. What type of gamers should pick this one up?
That's not really an easy question to answer because
I don't like your answer. Okay,
let the man finish. Fuck yo. Let the man finish, man. Fuck.
I mean, one thing that the reviews have said, like pretty much every review has said, is that there's a lot of elements to this game that are unique, and there's certain things that you can criticize stuff like, well, I think that the delivering of the packages can get boring and repetitive. But at the same token, there is a lot of things going on in the game that is just like I would say it's almost hard for anyone to really do any type of review score for a game like this because I feel like a lot of people look at a review now. If they're looking at the score, then they say, okay, so this got like an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. That means the game is phenomenal. And then they'll look at another game that you reviewed, Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They'll say this got a 6.7, so this is obviously a trash game. And I know that you, myself and Tony played the game.
Yeah,
we came to the consensus that it has a lot of issues. But that is a game that I even though it had a lot of issues, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that still are into the series, and they still purchase it.
And that's what I said in the review. I was like, there is some fun to be had here for people that just want to run a gun and shoot and do the looter thing. But to keep with the franchise, it's not a Ghost Recon type game. So if you're looking for a Ghost Recon type game, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, so since this game seems very specific, the one you with Death Stranding, and almost creating its own genre in a way.
Yes.
The Strand genre. Is that what it's called, Manny? Didn't he call it the Strand genre or some bullshit?
The Strand.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the thing. It's like from all these reviews, we talked about it on the last show. It's just sort of like what you just mentioned. Well, it's getting these really high praises or it gets really low. But when they get the high praises, even in those reviews, they're saying, oh, this game is really boring and it's slow and it's and that. So we just couldn't understand how something that the reviewer himself or herself are saying, hey, it's got all these damn issues, but yet it qualifies as almost a near perfect score.
Well, I will say this. I don't want to call out any particular publications that reviewed the game, but I will say that there definitely was some options in that game where if you thought that this was not the game that was for you, there definitely are some shortcuts that you could have taken. Now, one thing I will say, and this is not really, I don't think, any spoiler material, the game does have a very easy difficulty setting. And I feel that was designed for those that, well, I want to just get through this game for the sake of reviewing it. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people played on that setting. Now, I did not play on that setting. I played on the regular, normal setting. So, and that was how the game was meant to be played. But I mean, I can understand that there are some people that will say this is a boring, repetitive game. But for me, it's about once I get into the game and once I see what it has to offer, a lot of that stuff can just change. Now,
right. In your review, you talked about that it took like 10 hours for it to pick up.
Well, it doesn't take that long, but it's going to take you until you get to the end of chapter 3, because
we know how gamers are. I mean, we see it all the time with trophies and stuff, where it's like even chapter 2, chapter 3, and you unlock and it says ultra rare, and you're like, shit, that's still fairly early in the game. Do you think the average gamer will get to that point to experience the change?
The average gamer doesn't do that with every game, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We see it all the time. And it's disappointing because it sounds like when it does get to that climatic extent, that one part that everyone's like, oh, wow, this is what really stands out, it's way later in the game. And people usually don't have that attention span to keep playing.
Well, what you just said, that definitely is something that there's going to be a consensus that might not want to commit that much time. But again, there is something that does happen at the end of the first chapter, which is a bit interesting. But for me personally, when you get to the end of the third chapter, that's when the story takes a different turn in a different direction, and there's other things that happen.
When Andrew Lincoln shows up and they turn into Walking Dead. that's the time with this, right?
Oh no. Listen, no? I know I had mentioned before that Norman Reedus, if you have seen the scene where he's in the private room and you're able to interact with a lot of different things in that room, well, yes, if you do decide to take a shower or if you do decide to, use the bathroom, so on and so forth, like if he decides to take a shit, then there will be an image of the AMC ride show that he has as the covering him.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. What does it say on that? Does it say tune in Tuesdays or what? Like, what's the point behind that?
Tune in Tuesdays.
I mean, it's a show.
Very similar to the fact that they have the Monster Energy drink that you are able to drink, and you do drink thoroughly in the game.
Does he call it Monster? Did they point it out, or it's just something he picks up like water?
He doesn't call it Monster, but you see clearly the branding on it is Monster Energy drink. So I just think there is some stuff in here that is thrown in here for the sake of being silly, because we know that Kojima does throw certain things into a game that some people will say are weird, but it's all in good comedy and humor.
He's trying to pay the bills. That's what that's called.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying with the ride thing, because unless you know about the show, you probably wouldn't know it is a show. Does it have a picture of Norman Reedus in the poster? Does it say AMC on it, or?
Yes, it says AMC. It says the name of the show, and you see Norman Reedus on a motorcycle. So clearly,
okay.
I believe what Manny said is 100% correct. This is a very expensive game, and we need to make sure we are taking advantage of as much opportunity as possible to get some more funding.
Got some Domino's Pizza Hut sponsorship if you're delivering pizza. Just go all out then.
It's funny because it's nowhere in it. Like maybe the I guess one of the bigger offenders from the previous Kojima games would have been Peace Walker. That had a lot of product placement in it, like Pepsi and Mountain Dew and stuff like that. All that stuff was moved in the States because they didn't have that deal. So I'm guessing that the Monster and the ride deal is universal. It's in Japan, it's in America. So they're getting a little bit of a product placement in there. But of all energy drinks, Monster energy drink?
They probably threw the most money.
Monster.
I have no problem with product placement.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you're carrying around these packages. I get tired. I need a boost of energy. So I guess they said, you know what, Monster Energy is the perfect sponsor for this.
They should have hit up UPS for sponsorship. He could have had a little UPS jacket and shit. They were like, "Yo, this is UPS." They continue on and post-rock together. This is it.
Jacket on Fragile, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You're right. But there's a few other things I didn't want to say because I don't want this to sound like I know Adam wants me to frame this conversation.
I just want to know one thing.
He wants to address the negative sides of the.
No negative. Because every time I ask for the positive, no one can give me a positive.
Well, I do have some positives, but no. Ask what you were going to ask first, then I'll get into the positives.
Is this the butter game? Is this going to be the game that everybody this holiday season?
It's going to be the butter game.
The game this holiday season. I wouldn't say that, and as I said in my review, this isn't my game of the year, and that doesn't mean it's not going to be someone else's game of the year. Obviously, if you're a Kojima fan, then yes, there's a lot of things that you may like about this game. So let me get to a few of the positive aspects that I think people have overlooked in regards to this game. Well, let me address this first, just to stick on with the negative stuff.
Do you see? This is what I'm talking about.
No. Hold on.
It's real pretty. It's a real pretty game.
It's
pretty. You gotta be woke for this shit.
So here's the deal, and this is why I say I saw people say this is a very divisive game. I know that Tony has mentioned this was probably going to be a divisive game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of elements about this game that some people might not like. Now, the delivery thing is one thing. The story itself is a very heavily rooted in politics. And, of course, if you do not like what is going on in the world right now, there is some stuff that is addressed in this game because the whole point of the game is that you're making these connections because you are rebuilding the world. And, there is a president in the game that, that they do reference. Not the
his
president.
Mom, right? Isn't his mom the woman?
Yes. I was going to say not the president that we are aware of right now. No. But yes, they do touch upon some political stuff in this game, and then as you're making these connections with different people, they bring up issues that are issues today in the actual world. So I mean, some people who may not like politics, they may not like this game for that reason because that's another thing. I personally thought it was a very, very good effort. The only issue that I had when it came to the deliveries is that some of those deliveries can get a little repetitive. Like, for example, and I think I can say this because I have seen some screenshots. There was one particular screenshot that I did see floating around where you are actually delivering what appears to be a person because you're transporting them from one place to another. Now, that is not the only time that happens because
the person's in a box or the person's walking next to you, like you're.
Well, no, the person is covered.
Body bag, it looks like.
Yeah, it's like a body bag, but I guess they'll say it's like a cloth. They have like a covering because the other thing about the game is, as I mentioned, they have this thing called timefall. Which pretty much anytime it rains or snows, that pretty much impacts anything that it touches. So if you have like any type of tools on you and you're going through a rainstorm, that stuff is going to deteriorate. It's going to reduce the quality of the item until you can't use it at all. So
like life in Seattle. All right. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. That's a good correlation.
Horrible rain here. Depression level. Mm-hmm.
So to go back to what I was saying, there was a sequence where, like early in the game, I am having to transport someone from one location to another. So I said, okay, that's fine. As we get later into the game, though, it just so happens there's another mission where I have to transport another person to another location. Stuff like that, where it gets a little repetitive. Not really a fan of.
Like, is it like different conversations? So you're transporting a person, but you're talking.
Well, yeah. There are some instances where the person would talk, where you'll have conversations with them. So it's not all, it's not all meant to be like a lonely type of thing. But essentially, the character transporting from one place to another, it is a bit of a. It's supposed to be an isolated experience, for that reason. But one of the biggest things that I do like about this game, and I think a lot of people, I haven't really seen people talk about this heavily in their reviews. They did mention it to a certain degree, but the way they have made multiplayer in this game, I think that the game lives or dies by that, in addition to the story and everything else, because the multiplayer is the biggest aspect about the game. Because the thing is that, pretty much, as they have shown in the footage, you're walking to these different locations, and it takes a while to get to certain locations, but there are instances in the game where you can build roads, build bridges, build zip lines, and use those tools to get from one place to another. Now, if somebody, let's say that you go to an area and you finally connect the chiral network, is what they call. Once you connect the chiral network to certain regions, then pretty much all of the structures that players have built before you will now become available. So pretty much if you need to go through that area or get to another area, you will see that somebody's already built a bridge. So I don't have to try to find another way to get to the other side. I can just cross the bridge and continue on the journey that I need to go on. So I really like how they implemented that stuff in the game, because it does build a community. And of course, the whole theme of the game is that everybody is connected. So
linked on that, packages that you can give to friends. How does that? Is that like Diablo? Like you just go to a mailbox and you just give that? Because I'm hearing stories of they're like, oh yeah, I noticed friends from my friend list. I could see their packages.
Yes, if somebody loses their cargo, there may be a post box that either you have already built, or you can build, or you can access, and you can pretty much deliver that to them, or deliver it on their behalf, and they'll get credit for that as well. So, because again, the whole thing, and I probably should have mentioned this before, like it's not a situation where every delivery is going to be smooth, because you do have adversaries in the game that you are going to cross paths with every time you do a delivery. Like, for example, the beach things, those black creatures that you have seen in the trailers. Like if you go near those creatures when you're trying to make a delivery, they will eat you. And it's a sequence. There's a sequence video floating around of there's this whole thing where once they grab you and they pull you down, when you emerge from the black, the black puddle that's all around you, then it's these huge monsters that are coming after you. And of course, if they eat you, they kill you. I mean, you can come back to life because the character is a I guess they call a repatriate. So he's able to come back to life. But the whole point is that you don't want that to happen, because once that happens, when the packages do fall down, they're taking a lot of damage. And as you're making a delivery, which is in real life, if you make a delivery, if you mess up the package, well, you're going to get a bad review, or, you may get cussed out by the customer. So they take that into account as well. which is why they say when you make a delivery, it's about the speed in which you deliver and the condition. If you have those two things good for you, then 9 times out of 10 you'll get a good review. And the whole way that they score you, the ranking system is just like a Metal Gear Solid game, where you're getting scored on your performance. So
are there timed ones, timed deliveries?
There are some time ones that but one thing I have noticed is that while I have mentioned before that a lot of these deliveries are critical to the game, they do have some other ones that are standard deliveries, and then other deliveries that you can actually use a bot to make the delivery on your behalf. Some of that stuff is timed, but you do have an option, and I could see that Kojima did not want to make people have to do all of these orders, because sometimes you'll go to one region to do one order, and then that's done. Now you need to go on to another region, whereas there are still other orders that you can do, but they're optional. You don't have to do them. But there are still some orders in there that you have to do that are critical to the story, regardless, because it's necessary. Because if you have to connect another region and get it up and running, you pretty much have to do that. So some of that stuff is very critical to the game. So as I mentioned, what was the point I was making? Yeah, so as I mentioned, all this stuff, if you've seen the gameplay footage, you already have a good idea of what to expect, because there's been hours and hours of footage that's out there.
Link to this. What's the issue with the fast travel then?
So with the fast travel, after you complete the first chapter, there is an option. When you interact with Fragile, that does open up the fast travel option. The complaint that people have had about that is that the fast travel can only be done within a private room. So if you go outside the private room, you can't use the fast travel option. And the other part of that is that, because again, they are trying to make you disciplined about this stuff. If you do a fast travel, you cannot bring packages that you have with you to another area. For example, if there was a package that you had to make to, I don't know, whether it's a farmer or any of the other type of people that are in the game, you can't bring that stuff with you when you do the fast travel. So
you can't be on a mission. You have to be off mission to do fast travel.
No. You can be. I mean, yeah. If you're on a mission in which you have to deliver something, they are not going to allow you to bring that with you through fast travel. If you do have a private locker that you have put the materials in, then you can access those materials from the private locker. But if the fast travel, you cannot use that to deliver one package to another, because they don't want you to take that route. When as you start to get through the game, like in the beginning, you're walking to these different areas, and it may take a while to get to a certain area, but then you do start to unlock other things that help you with the traveling, like vehicles and stuff like that. So, like you mentioned earlier, the pizza delivery thing.
Yeah.
Like when I had that mission, I was able, at that point I had a bike, one of those trike bikes that they show at the very beginning of the game. So it was very easy to make that delivery because the road was already built, and I was able to just get there without having to really go through enemy territory. But again, that experience is going to definitely vary for other people as they get into the game. It really depends on how they approach it. But the whole point of making the deliveries is that they want you to think about, what is the best route for me to get from point A to point B? And you think about all this naturally if you ever have made a delivery. And I know this because I have been doing Uber deliveries for a while now on the side. So you have to think about the route, how to approach the route, account for the fact that what type of
do you have like a GPS system, or or is this just like a map that he looks at and you go based off of the map?
There is a map, but there also is like there also are these other structures that are around that can be built called watchtowers, which you can pretty much, you look into the watchtower and then you can use that as your GPS to determine where you need to go, and it will create a marker on the screen that will then allow you to show you exactly where you need to go. And then you can follow that path, and eventually you'll get to your destination.
Does he have a phone? Or any way to communicate with people, or is it just like if you're traveling, is it just silent and just ambient sounds?
There's ambient sounds. There is music from time to time because Kojima, I guess he wanted to. A lot of the music in the game is very good, so he wanted to put a little soundtrack in there as you're getting to some of the different areas. Music starts playing, but for the most part, you do have these cuffs that you wear that you can use to access the map, the GPS, also the weather system. So it's good to look at that because it will tell you, okay, this is how long a storm is going to be in this region. You may want to avoid this. Otherwise, you may run into the BT creatures if you go into that region. But to answer your question about calling people, you can't call people. However, there is a Kodak in the game because once again, Metal Gear Solid, there's a Kodak in the game where people are able to contact you. And that does happen throughout the game. It's pretty important to the storyline, the communication of the other characters, stuff like that. So there's some stuff of that in the game. And to stay on the theme of Metal Gear Solid, as you know, in Metal Gear Solid, the big thing is they want you to use stealth whenever you can. So when you do encounter like the BTs or the mules are the other guards in the game. This is like the guards where if they see you that you have cargo, then they will go after you. But if you don't have any cargo on you, then they won't go after you. But the mules, pretty much, they encourage you, once again, use stealth. That you can use stealth. Even though Kojima does not want to say this is a stealth game, it is an action strand, as he would say, genre type of thing. But you can use stealth to get through a lot of this stuff if you want to. But, I mean, it definitely requires patience. It requires patience and getting used to as you're unlocking different things. It requires getting used to this stuff to actually get through the game.
And depending on the package, they all have different weight that can impact your character, right? Because I saw one where a guy was carrying like some huge piece of furniture or something, and he said he was going like snail pace.
Yes, that right there. This is why I say, man, like. It really does require patience because yes, the weight is a big aspect of any amount of package that you have because once you have too many packages on, like they will warn you and tell you you're carrying too much. But the character will shift from side to side. You can use the L2 and the R2 to try to keep balance, but then that also means that you'll be moving a lot slower. Now, once you get access to like the vehicles, like the trucks and so on and so forth, you can then store some of that stuff in the actual vehicle, so that helps. However, I do want to mention this because this did happen when I played the game. That does not entirely help you if you do ever get into any territory with BTs. Because I recall one instance where I was on a motorcycle driving, the BTs still was able to stop the vehicle and essentially try to prevent me from getting to my destination. So I want people to know ahead of time, there definitely is a learning curve and a challenge to navigating throughout this game. But as you start to, get access to other things such as weapons, so on and so forth, it definitely gets easier. You just have to pay attention and be committed to the process in the very beginning. And then, you'll see it starts to get easier. And when I say it's going to start to get easier, I'm talking about by the time you get to chapter 2, I think you'll be ready, even though you may have a couple of things that you struggle with in the very beginning. By the time you get to chapter 2, you'll be totally fine. And then you'll start to get access to more things, so it does get easier.
How many hours before you get to chapter 2?
It really shouldn't take you, I want to say, maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Because there were some reviews I saw that some of the reviewers, they took that fast approach, the one that you were talking about, super easy, and they said it was still like 35 to 40 hours.
To get to chapter 2?
No way, man. No. Yeah. The game is going to take a while.
It's still a long game, even if you put on easy to try to fly through it. It's still a long game.
I'll put it this way. I understand now why I got my review copy early, because it takes a while to get through this game. And in the beginning, like I said, you're just learning about the character, learning about the story stuff. that takes a little while to process, but it's not going to take that long to get from the first chapter to the second chapter.
Hey, Rich, just a quick Glorious War. I want to give him a quick shout out. He's been throwing a lot of bits at us. He has a question for you, sir.
Oh yes, go ahead, Glorious War.
Nothing controversial, and just just be mindful of spoilers if there are any. How do the exoskeletons work?
Okay.
Yeah, just
I
be
don't know.
careful.
I'm not sure what I could say on this material. What I will say is this: a lot of this stuff that you get access to, just think about it in this terms. Anything that can help you to perform better when you're making these deliveries, that's what it's there for. So let's say that you had to make a delivery and you're in extreme cold conditions. Well, I'm just saying there might be something that you can get access to that will make it a little bit easier for you, so you don't freeze up and, you're still able to, like,
does that add to the weight? Those type of things?
This stuff does add to the weight, depending on, because you attach it to the body.
Yeah.
But it has the benefit, like it can help you to, I don't know, perhaps maybe allow you to get access to more packages to hold more stuff, so on and so forth. So it does have a benefit. Like to answer the question that Glorious War asks, those greatly benefit you in the game, and I don't want to give any spoilers as to how it benefits you, but if you're thinking about just in terms of movement, just in terms of getting through certain environments, there is definitely some benefits to this particular device that you will see as you start to get to it. And there are other variations of different exoskeletons as well, but that's all I can say in terms of what the purpose is that it serves. There's one point that I did want to mention very quickly, though, because I was starting to talk about the positives. This is something that I think needs to be spoken about, because I spoke about this in my review, but I also spoke about it with Gary. One of the things that I do like about Kojima games is the storytelling and the characters that are in the game. I know that I've actually seen a lot of the fantastic artwork that Manny has been doing of the different characters, and after playing the game, that just gave me just reminded me of how great those characters are. Because for those that don't know, in the beginning of the game, there is an explosion that happens that they refer to as a void out, and that pretty much impacts a lot of things, and pretty much you trying to reconnect the world and save the world is to prevent another void out from happening. So you come across these characters that all have stories that are connected. And again, the whole thing about Kojima is when he says that this is a Strand game, it means that everything is connected. The fact that you have access to these structures, that you can use someone else's structures to complete a puzzle, that's one. The fact that all the characters are connected in some way, that's also intentional. So pretty much everything in the game is connected, and you don't really know a lot about the characters. You are starting to learn about some of these characters as you play through the game. So, I mean, it is definitely a lot to impact. But if you do like characters in any of these Kojima games, this is a game that you will like, because the characters are very intriguing. There's a lot of things to them where you'll find out about their backstory, how they got to the point that they were at, and then what happens to them as a result of as the story goes on, stuff like that. You do find out. So, and to answer the question, because I know this is a question a lot of people are wondering, what is up with the baby in the game? Wow. Well, that right there is something that I definitely don't want to talk about, because there is a reason why that baby is in the game, and that baby has a connection to some of the stuff that happens at the end of that chapter 3. This is why I said it really picks up at the end of chapter 3 as far as the story and what's happening. It's a lot more interesting. But a lot of that stuff I don't want to get into because we'll definitely talk about it in the future after you guys have picked up the game. And if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it in detail. But I don't want to spoil nothing. I just say, man, the game becomes a completely different type of experience after you get to the end of that chapter. And it has to do with the baby and other stuff that happens within the actual world. So, but again, I have to reiterate and say this: if you are a Kojima fan, I'm pretty sure you will want to pick this game up because you want to get an idea as to what it is like for him to work on a game independently. I know that BBC Newsbeat actually did a behind-the-scenes look at the game. This is a story that has been circulating all this week because this was just posted a couple of days, and I actually posted it on the website as well, like a 26-minute video that gives you an idea of not only what the actual reporter thought as far as when they played the game, but also just to show you just how deep Kojima thinks about this type of game, and then you get to see his development team, all the work that they're doing on the game. So I'll just say this: if you're a Kojima fan, you want to pick this game up. I do think that there's a lot about this game that you are going to like. That's just my personal opinion. But if you saw these gameplay videos and you said to yourself, I'm not really feeling this delivery thing, and I don't think that there's anything else that I would find interesting. Although I would tell you that you're 100% wrong because there's a lot of other things that you would find interesting. Then don't pick it up. But I'm just telling you right now, I do believe that this game is going to, regardless of what the scores had to say, I still believe it's going to be a great seller on PlayStation and PC. And let me also
screw you.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said that it's not for everyone.
And let me also add this quick comment in there because I didn't get to talk about this. The people who were angry that this game was coming to PC, even though it was reported from the very beginning, those people really need a reality check because the PC stuff is highly important for the things that I just mentioned about multiplayer. Because again, it takes time to build these structures. When I'm talking about characters and building structures, like there's certain materials that you have to collect. And a lot of the times there are other players that can collect these materials as well to help get the structure built quicker. So if you do know someone that has this game on PC, you very well could probably have access to that structure as well. And you may need to have access to that to actually get through a difficult area. So I think people should really have an open mind and understand that this game coming to other platforms, this is only going to make it a better experience. Because if anyone is trying to play through this game and they don't have access to structures and all this other stuff, it's going to be very difficult for them to get through this game and very frustrating. And they may not be able to get through it. So got to understand that it being on PC is a great thing, especially because, again, the theme is that this is a connected world. It's an online experience. So this stuff is very necessary in order for you to actually progress through the game.
Can you play it offline?
Oh, you can play it offline, but if there was a structure that was built online, you will not have access to that structure because it was online. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
I do have a quick question. This is not off topic, but it's just something that that you were saying that it caught my interest because this game's about delivering and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Typically we play games to kind of get away from life and all that, right? So in this game, you're playing as a delivery man, but you yourself are a delivery man in real life. So was it crazy? Like, you're out there doing your Uber thing, you know what I'm saying? Then you come home, it's like, fuck, I got to deliver more shit. like, did that ever cross your mind? Like, hey, I'm doing like a virtual version of the shit I do in real life.
This is a very good question. And absolutely, yes. Yeah. The thing about this Uber stuff is that there are good days and there are bad days. The market is very oversaturated right now. So if you don't know where to go, it's going to be harder for you to actually get some of this stuff done. But you have to be very strategic. So the one thing that the game definitely, helped, you have to be strategic with how you approach doing this stuff in the game. You have to be efficient. So for me to do some deliveries and then to come here and then start playing this game, I would say that I definitely enjoyed playing the game a lot more because I felt like the story it gets to a point where, okay, I want to complete this so I can see what happens next. Yeah. That happens multiple times in the game because you want to know how is all this connected when certain events happen. So you definitely are you definitely want to get through it. But then just to know that you're also, you're not making a delivery and not getting anything out of it. You do get access to better weapons, all this other stuff. So that is the benefit of that versus what I was actually doing, because I do have to deal with various types of customers. Some very annoying, others, they're okay. You have to worry about did I provide good enough service to get a tip? Yes. And in this particular game, you do receive likes, so like the Facebook like, stuff like that, because it's supposed to be a social experience. So that would definitely give you some incentives. But I will say it was a very I don't want to say interesting. I always say interesting. I'm gonna say it was a very. I'm gonna say it was a very immersive type of experience, because, yeah, I mean, it wasn't daunting for me, because again, having to drive in this city, people absolutely cannot drive to save their life. So that's why I say this is a benefit. This is a game. I can turn this off. But when I'm doing Uber stuff, it's you have to pay attention because people cannot drive. So
you're in Boston now, right?
Oh, I'm actually in Atlanta.
Oh, you're still in the ATL. Okay,
but we shall see.
You?
What's that? What?
Yeah,
what?
Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, we got two Atlanta natives in the house tonight, man.
Yeah,
so Richard.
Absolutely.
So would you say this is one of your top 5 that from when you've played top 5 games of the year that you've played?
Adam, you're crazy with these.
What? I'm just saying. What? I'm not saying the best game of the year. I'm just saying top. All right, top 10. Let's open it up. Top 20.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, the reason why I say it is because it is a heavily hyped game. We're not denying that this is seen as a AAA game. So does it live up to? Because whenever we hear any AAA game, we're assuming it's going to hit that mark.
Well, let me just make this comment. I know that there was a certain game that came out a couple years ago called PUBG that people thought was amazing. I saw IGN give the game a 10, and I thought to myself, what the hell are they smoking, given this game? Yeah. So that's why I say, obviously, this is not the same type of game. But to answer your question, I'm going to give you a very political answer to this question.
Oh, forget that. I want to hear it.
And the political answer is, bring me back on at the end of the year when y'all talk about y'all games of the year and the list, because I can't answer that, because there's still Star Wars that I want to get. I want to play that game. Looking forward to that game.
We know that's coming.
Yeah, Rich, that game is not going to be good.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
I don't know.
Come on now.
I have no faith.
I have absolutely no faith in it either.
No faith.
Oh man! Wow. Yeah. Well. I will say this. I do think that the game is unique. It is. There are a lot of good things. I liked a lot more about it than I disliked, obviously. So, it's not far out for me to say it's in the top 5, but I have to evaluate everything that I think that over, because a lot of stuff I played this year is some stuff that I wrote about, other stuff I didn't write about that I did enjoy. So I'll answer that question the next time I'm on the show, if y'all have the end of the year festivities.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting because we never had a guest on for those, so you'll be the first one, man.
So who's here besides
that'll
Manny?
Be dope. That'll be dope.
Carlos, you picking this up?
Oh.
Well, thing about this. Yes, but I'm not going to play it until maybe 2 weeks after.
Well, yeah, you're going overseas. Spec Ops.
Chris is getting this shit, aren't you, Chris?
Is Chris picking it up?
Yeah.
Chris can't even chat, man. He's on the Mac.
Yeah. No. I switched.
No, I saw the chat. He said.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So Carlos, I just have to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine, man. Yeah. You're good.
Okay.
Me, Chris, and Manny are definitely getting it. Carlos is gonna get it.
Is Riku still here?
Yeah, Riku's on.
Riku, you picking this up?
Riku don't play weeb games.
Yeah, he don't play Kojima games, bro.
That's the thing.
I play Zone of the Enders. No,
word?
here's the thing. No, I fucking love Sony Enders, man.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the thing. I'm gonna play Death Stranding. Just not right now.
Okay.
By the time I play it, it's probably gonna be.
So it's not a day one for you. It's not.
Oh yeah, it's not a day one, but when I get to it, I'm gonna let you guys know what I think. But it's that's definitely probably gonna be like sometime. That's gonna be a summer game for me next year. I can see that.
There we go.
That's totally fine.
So Chris, Tony, and Manny are day one guys.
Yeah.
So then we will hear a response at least by Sunday, right? Because it comes out Friday.
I'll have it when I'm coming back on the 8th. I'm gonna have me a friggin' baby.
You're having a baby? Congrats! Yo, I didn't even know.
Whoa.
What the hell, man?
Adam, you're an uncle, man.
Yeah, 2 baby.
What?
We'll do an unboxing.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
You can unbox the baby. Yo, can we even show that shit on fucking Twitch, man?
Holy shit! See?
A baby unboxing.
Everybody keeping secrets. Who's have fucking babies? God damn.
Yo, Rich, you're gonna ask a question, or you're gonna ask me a question?
Yeah, I just was going to say, Carlos. I don't know if you're going to play this game before you take your trip, but I will highly recommend that if you do play this game before you take your trip, do not try to walk to Japan. I can see you playing this game and be very inspired. Like, it's good to make a journey like this and then try to actually do it. I would not recommend that. You better take a plane or something.
Yo, well, the good news is I leave the day the freaking game comes out.
On the 8th?
Yeah.
Oh, Friday. Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah. I leave on Friday. Friday the 8th. So
He always does this when big games drop. He did this last year with Red Dead.
See, it'll be like what happened with Division 2. We'll come back and everybody else beat the game and shit and be like, yo.
Oh yeah, that happened with the Division 2 also.
Yeah, you were gone the whole time, and by the time you came back, we were finished. We were already playing table tennis again. We were like, we're done. We're done, bro. It's over.
Now y'all didn't.
So Carlos, are you going to be scheduling to make sure that when The Last of Us Part 2 comes out, you will also be gone the day that comes out?
I mean, if it's gameplay, is that gameplay?
Is that gameplay? Excuse me.
It'll be on Switch, so you can take it with you on the go.
Oh no, that won't happen.
Rich, I mean, it's hard to do that because they keep fucking delaying that shit, and I can't fucking just plan a day, reserve the day. Actually, I'm going out of the country in June of next year. So if it comes out at that time, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out the last week of May, so yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, man, this is just a fucking this whole generation has been whack, man.
Yeah, right. That's because you keep missing it, man.
Like, man, I got no games to play. That's because you keep missing out on them.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man.
This generation wasn't whack for me.
Oh shit. But anyway, Rich, thank you for your thoughts on Death Stranding. Informed thoughts from a man that actually played it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying?
And just to clear up, it's like I'm not bashing, I'm not attacking him to bash.
You got an agenda, brother. Fuck, you got an agenda.
No,
man.
Whoa.
The only issue I had was just like reading these reviews and hearing the negatives and lists of negatives, and then
Adam, why do you have to make everything so political?
But here's a question. Here's the honest question. And anyone can answer this. Do you think anybody would care if there was no scores attached to this review?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Because we all know the scores are used by fanboys.
Yes,
they love numbers. They love numbers. Look at, Metacritic. It's all about the Metacritic. What's a Metacritic? So it's all about numbers. So yeah. We could argue also would people even give a shit if it wasn't a Kojima game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, that also.
Yeah, that's a factor.
Yeah, it's a big factor.
And a PlayStation 4 console.
Yeah, and a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Like I brought it up before when I first heard he was making this game, and with the time and the window and all that, I figured, this is going to be a PSN game. This isn't going to be an official launch, and it's definitely not going to be a $60 game.
What?
I did not see that because
it's a Kojima game. Of course, it was going to be $60.
A Kojima game? What do you mean? This is his first ever.
No, it's Kojima though. No. It's a Kojima
without the funding, and I thought he was just gonna. And when they said it was going to be on PSN exclusive, and then when he announced that it was going to come out the next year, I'm like, you just started your studio. Now you're saying you have a game coming next year. It can't be that long. We know games take more than like 3 years.
What are you talking about? They
games.
announced this game 3 years ago, bro.
He announced, and then when they asked him, "You had anything done?" He said, "No, I'm still building the studio."
Yeah.
So there you go. Where the hell did you do this? And he went to like Graphics R Us and he just picked shit up.
No, he got the Decima engine, bro.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. You still have to get people to make this shit.
Yeah,
I mean, from what I've seen, it explains it. The open world and all that. Then I said, okay, I get it. It's just big empty shit. Got it. I see how you did it. But I just thought it was going to go straight to PSN. I didn't think it was going to be an official release.
But, Adam, this is Hideo Kojima. You think he's going to make a little PSN game? Come on, son. You know it's going to be big. No, this is Hideo Kojima, man.
You're making it seem like he makes a bunch of games. This is his first game solo.
Really? So he's never made any games prior to this? Come on,
no,
man.
He's making games, but he's had a big studio funding him.
No. That's saying like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't matter what he wants.
Yes, it
to do.
does.
It's all about funding and timing.
Yeah, no, it's Kojima. They were going to give him all the money he wanted. By the way, Glorious War says that
and it was just going to be on the PSN. That's all.
No, Glorious War says that you're picking reviews and quotes that support your agenda.
I have no agenda.
I think you do.
I have no agenda because I wasn't going to get it.
Yo, we need access to those emails, Adam.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. I had no agenda.
He says
it's like I don't want it to fail. I have no issues with Kojima. I like Metal Gear. I like all those, but it's just that what threw me off was just the reviews. They should have been fair. They should have been 7, 8s. You know, don't give it a fucking perfect score and then spend 4 or 5 paragraph long explaining all the problems, because then you're undermining all the other games that don't have those problems, that don't get such a high score. That's my issue. I could care less, you know, if someone said, "Hey, it's a perfect game." Couldn't just say, "Hey, these are all the good things about it." Like when we saw, like you said, that Battlegrounds, right? And IGN was praising it. They almost had nothing negative to say about it. They're like, this does that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you're kissing all the asses. I get it. But with this review, we're seeing all these negatives mentioned, but yet it still gets this near perfect score. So I'm just trying to figure out why such a high score. And I think that's what's caused. It's not just me. That's all across the board online. Like, how do you explain this?
Well, that type of shit's been going on, where like the score doesn't reflect the written. We've been complaining about that in the show for years. They always do that type of shit.
I mean, I forget the number. They're just calling it a masterpiece, and this is the must-have game of the generation.
Some other people are saying,
that's what I'm saying. But then on the other hand,
maybe they
have
feel
people
that way.
saying, "What the hell? This is UPS the game."
Yeah, well, you know, everybody's entitled to an opinion, right?
Yeah. So yeah, no agenda. And it's like, go out there, go buy 2 copies. I don't care.
Oh shit!
You know,
I will.
Right. Dark Souls has bugs, and reviewers say it's not fun, but it still gets highly rated.
Yeah,
he's right about that. But anyway, I want to move on to
the Division. The Division was a shitty ass launch game, and it's still people consider it the butt game.
But that's the thing; it didn't have the shitty ass launch game. It just was boring once you finished it. There was nothing else to do.
It was a walking sim, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to move
running.
on.
I told you my story. I had to get on the treadmill. It's a running sim.
This is a running sim. Anyway, I want to move on just to because we got Riku here. We got to talk about. Actually, this is just our general what games have we been playing. But we're gonna start with Riku so he can tell us all about Trails of Cold Steel 3, man.
Let's fucking go, baby. So I got my hands on that Trails of Cold Steel 3. I got it early, by the way. About a half a week early. And man, this is my game of the generation, man. This game is everything I wanted it to be and then some.
So Riku, before you go on, what was your high bar for a game of the generation before that?
My game of the generation before that was Neo. It was Neo.
Really?
Neo?
Yeah, I fucking love Neo, especially from a gameplay standpoint. Yo,
very interesting.
Yeah. It was fucking Neo, and Cold Steel 3. They knocked it out the fucking park. I'm not even halfway done. 100+ hours in, and man, it's this talk about a game that rewards you for playing all of the previous games before it, man. It's ridiculous how much like love and care got put into this one. And there's so this franchise has so much shit left to fucking cover, and it just feels like everything is blowing up right now. Like this is like I think this game right here is the Infinity War of the games. Like all of the previous games, like here, all of the characters before that, and the game after that, which Japan already got, and we should be getting it soon. That's going to be the end game, the part 2 of the whole, all of the characters coming together, man. But I was telling Tony this earlier this week, man. Just from a gameplay standpoint, a turn-based JRPG gameplay standpoint, everything that you like in all of your favorite turn-based JRPGs is here and done better. Like
done better.
Done better. Like from fucking like from Final Fantasy 7 to Chrono Trigger to Final Fantasy 6 to Persona to Xenogears. Like everything I feel that all of those games and Suikoden, every single thing that all of those games brought to the table, like in regards to like something unique. Like this game, you can definitely tell took inspiration from it, and that's what I like to see. Like I don't really like, you guys remember the game Dante's Inferno?
Yeah.
Where Dante's Inferno, everyone liked Dante's Inferno, but we all can agree that even though Dante's Inferno was good, it didn't surpass what it obviously, copied from.
And God of War.
which is God of War. And usually when it comes to, I think Dante's Inferno is an exception to the rule, but majority of things that try to copy from, a game that brings something unique to the table, they usually don't do it as good as whatever brought it to the table. Usually whatever brings it to the table, they'll come out with a sequel and they'll do it better, and they will be, they will continuously do whatever unique feature that they brought to the table. Now there's some instances where that's not the case, but majority of the time that's how. But when it comes to this is one of those games where I really haven't seen a game where it just took a lot of things from all of because remember, I've been going back and I've been playing all of the classics, seeing all of the what's the word I'm looking for, the pioneers of JRPGs. I've been going back, man, and I'm still going back. I still want to go through the Dragon Quest games. I still want to get to Final Fantasy 9 and 10 and all of that shit in there. But as far as I've been seeing, man, in my opinion, this is the upper echelon of JRPGs. You're just not beating this one. You're not. Persona 5R, man, you better bring it, man. Persona 5
like that,
R
bro?
Persona 5R better fucking bring it.
So Riku,
yeah,
I haven't read anything on Persona 5R other than the fact that it's coming out. So what is that?
It's basically your Persona 4 Golden. So you're not getting any a sequel to the game. You're getting the same game, but with story changes. And I think it's from a gameplay standpoint, this one is doing a lot more for Persona 5 than Persona 4 Golden did for Persona 4.
Oh.
Where they said they're adding a lot of new gameplay features. Like, how the fact that when it came to the characters in Persona 5, they had their persona. I mean, everyone but the main character. They had their own specific persona. And, they would level them up like a Pokemon. You would get certain moves. And that's about it for them, But, the main character, he could swap out whatever persona he wanted.
Have millions of personas.
That's true. But other than that, you had your baton pass system. You had your little weak, hit him down, all out attack. And then that's basically it. That's as far as...
And looking good, Joker!
Yeah. But they had the little friendship links in there and all that stuff. Yeah. And Persona 5R, they're adding more to the gameplay as far as like a character can do more than just attack, shoot, and use their persona, whatever skills their persona have. I think they're adding unique special attacks for each of the characters, and then I think they're bringing back the dual attacks. I think I saw like one video of Morgana and I can't remember the girl's name. The last girl you get with the grenade launcher. Her.
The hacker.
Oh, she's not a hacker.
No, the other girl.
She's
the one with the hat,
she's the slow
right?
one. Yeah, the slow bimbo one, where that Morgana
with her rich father, right? The Randa.
Yeah.
The grocery store guy is
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a pirate,
her.
pirate girl or something. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember I saw like a dual attack between them, so that's cool. That's what I wanted from Persona. I remember when I was playing Persona 5, I was like, this is a great game, but from a gameplay standpoint, especially like around like the 70% of the way point, I was getting the gameplay. I was getting a little bit bored by it. You know, it just felt like every battle I was doing the same thing, or end the game, you just hit everything with Megidola on and it's over. So I'm glad they're adding all of those new things to Persona 5R, but man, like I said, I still don't know if it's enough to fucking like compete with the shit that's in Cold Steel 3, because their gameplay is just on a whole nother level. And then they have to do with Cold Steel 4. That's coming out. And then I think I have to go check right now. Falcon was talking about how they want to talk about the game that's coming out after Cold Steel 4. So, and they was talking about the fact that, oh yeah, as far as like the overarching story for this franchise, man, we still got 20 years left of fucking games to go. Like they said they have the whole fucking story planned out for the next 20 years.
And I know you're ready for that shit.
Oh yeah, they said they they usually, you know, as far as like going by the release patterns of Japan, they usually did those about 2.5 years apart from each other. So 20 years, that's about at least 5 to 6 more games that they have planned for this. So that's good. I hope the quality stays exactly where it's at. They're already nine games deep into this one, and the quality is just getting better. So, man, the only thing I can see that's changing my game in a generation for this one is Cold Steel 4. And by the time I'm playing that, we're probably gonna be on PS5 anyway. So I'm probably gonna be playing that on my PS5.
Crazy. Oh, yeah, hold on, Riku, we got a question for you, brother.
Let's go.
From Glorious War, Rikuson, where should I start with the series? Are Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel in the same universe?
Yes, Trails in the Sky 1 is on Steam. You can play that on Steam. That is technically the best place to start. But a lot of people, especially if you're not into JRPGs, you kind of want something that's more up to date. Probably start with Cold Steel, especially if you're a Persona fan. If you're a Persona fan, Cold Steel 1 is probably the best entry point for you. Because by the time you start playing Cold Steel 1 and 2, you're probably going to be invested to the point where you're going to want to go back and play Trails in the Sky, because those characters are going to start popping up in Cold Steel 3. They start popping up in Cold Steel 2. So you're probably going to be invested by that point. So it depends. But those are two of the best entry points. It's Cold Steel 1 or Trails in the Sky first chapter. Do not start from Cold Steel 3. I know a couple of people, even NIS America, saying, "Oh yeah, you can start from Cold Steel." Don't do it. No, don't do it. That's like someone saying, "Oh yeah, you can watch Infinity War," without knowing any of the fucking characters. Just hop in there and have fun. Motherfucker, you gonna be confused as fuck when they start talking about all of the shit that happened up to that point. It's not worth it, man. But if I were to recommend it to someone that I don't know, start on Cold Steel. Start on Cold Steel 1. But if you like classic JRPGs, start on Trails in the Sky first chapter, because that one is technically the best entry point. You get to see everything. So, but yeah, they are connected, man. They are connected. All of these games are connected. This is not like your Final Fantasy where one game is like its own universe and the next game is different universe starting over. No, all of this shit is connected, my guy.
Nice. And yeah, I'm guessing that's the only game you're playing at the moment, right?
At the moment, yeah. Like literally fuck everything else as far as entertainment. Like if I got some free time, it's Cold Steel 3, baby. I ain't watching shit. Like I remember when it first came out, I missed my fucking Vinland Saga episode for that. I was like, shit, I'm actually behind on Vinland Saga. What the fuck?
Carlos, don't start. I know.
Oh, it's anime, baby. No, but yeah.
All right, cool. Rich, man, what have you been playing lately?
So, I've been playing Adam's Game of the Year.
Oh,
Broke Point.
Oh, not Broke Point. It's this
Rich. is definitely not Gears 5.
Oh well,
He hasn't been playing.
I haven't finished Gear 5 yet. I need to go back into that because I got caught up playing something else. But no, I'm playing.
So did Adam.
I play every Saturday.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know where this is going. Go ahead, Rich.
So I've been playing Adam's, without a doubt, his most biggest game of 2019, WWE 2K20. Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
And I just want to say this, and Adam, you can mention this because you sent me the text earlier. I have no idea why 2K is allowed to have this license when they do such a piss poor job on this series. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Dang.
I waited. I waited for them to release this big patch before doing any review because I'm like, all right, they say they're gonna fix this shit. Everybody else is shitting on it. Let's see if this fixes. It fixes nothing. It's just fucking broken.
Damn,
fucking broken. It's a shame. It's a shame because it's a big company. This is from a big studio, at least a big publisher, not so much studio, but a big publisher. There's money behind this. This just shows you can't throw enough money to fix shit. That's it. If it's broke, it's broke. And it's a shame that they even decide to release it. And what's even worse is if you saw those numbers that came out on about PSN, the top games purchased digitally on the store for October. WWE 2K20 is number 17 on that list, and Broke Point is number 2.
Oh wow!
So the only thing I could think of is that these are pre-orders because, as you know, PSN they don't let you cancel these pre-orders. Once you do it, it's like pulling teeth. There's no quick and easy. Oh, let me just click this button. You know what? I changed my mind. So I'm thinking this is probably a lot of people that jumped in early, did the pre-orders, and then once they got it and played it, realized. I just can't imagine people saying, wow, I'm hearing this, I'm seeing all these videos, people just showing glitch after glitch after glitch. Shit, I need to buy this now. I don't see that. But it's amazing that it's still in the top 20 for last month.
I have a question for the shout out to the WrestleCast. We got portion of the
50,000 strong. We're always here for you. Talk wrestling.
Do you think there's ever going to be a AEW game?
Of course.
Yes.
That's already in the works. Retromania, though, is the new butter game that's coming. And that is like Superstars, if you remember Superstars from the arcade. That's a good one. That's coming for Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. And they just announced that they have NWA. They're partnering up with NWA, and they're using some of their talent. If you ever watched that show, their new show, Power, with 2 R's. P-O-W-E-R-R.
Never watched the show, but I'm a fan of their music.
Yeah, watch it. Do it. You can do it. Well, they're not in it. Maybe they're hidden characters. I'm sure you could make one. You can easily make an easy E. I mean, it's not hard. Yeah. Let's put a baseball cap on, sunglasses. So that's in there, and they have a bunch of other wrestlers. So that's going to be. But AEW already said that they're in talks with a game studio. So I wouldn't doubt it. That's easy money. Easy money, because right now this market is fucking dominated by a horrible WWE game. So.
Yeah. Until they have some competition, they will not see the need to improve this series in any way whatsoever.
Yeah. Competition is good in all industries. That's why he won't be like, yeah, fuck, I can't wait till Microsoft backs out. No, you don't want that. You do not want that. We need to have at least 2 competing, and we don't count Nintendo because Nintendo's in its own world. While everybody's talking teraflops and 4Ks and stuff, they're barely pulling 1080p, and they're killing it. So they don't count. We need competition, and we can't say, well, there's the PC. The PC is its own world too. You know, if it comes to consoles, we need to have this, or else whoever survives this can just dominate and do whatever the fuck they want. It's like, you know what? We're done with the $59.99, $79.99. Here we go. Suck it. That's it. They can do it. And what are we gonna say? What are they gonna do? You know, we're seeing it now with TV. All these networks getting gobbled up. All these services, all getting put in. People are like, oh wow, this is great. This package. Watch. When they start hitting it, now they're already seeing them for $14.99. When we start seeing the $20.90 or $20 and then $20.99, it's going to keep going up. And they're going to be like, we got you, bitch. You cut the cord. Now you're going to pay for it. Gotcha.
All right. Rich, anything else?
Unfortunately, that's it for now. But yeah, there's some stuff coming up that I would definitely looking forward to playing.
Nice. All right, Adam.
Few things. A few things. It's always, of course. I'm still playing the 2K20 because what I've been doing is I've been watching all these videos of people posting all the glitches that they've experienced, and I'm trying to find those moments in the game because somewhere in the story and stuff, just to see if they still apply if after the 1.02 patch. Because I just they must have fixed something. It was like on PlayStation it was a 5 gig file. Xbox had a 10 gig patch, so I guess it was really fucked on the Xbox. But yeah, so I'm playing that. Also been playing I could mention it. I guess Thief of Thieves is a port coming to Switch. Gonna be doing a review on that, and I'm a big fan of the comic series. Love the comics. You know, that's Robert Kirkman, great series. So anyway, they brought that over. What?
My boss.
Yeah, your boss. There you go.
Oh.
You know, next time call him and be like, "Yo, what the hell happened with the TV show?" Because AMC bought these rights. That shit should have been a show before Outcast, before anything. That show is easy money. It's Ocean's 11. Everybody loves those type of bank robbery, big heists.
You know what it is when a company pays for the rights to develop.
Yeah. I know I know, but it just seems like such easy money, man. It
just means they planted a little flag and then like.
You know, I remember when they announced it. It was way before Preacher and all those other shows that they launched, and it's still sitting on the back burner. I know they have the rights, and I get it, but so yeah, doing that. Fatal Fury special. Went back to that. You know, getting on that whole thing again, mainly because what happened with the announcement for.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, what's going on with Smash Bros. With Terry and stuff? So
you were never a beta.
No, I was never. But it's fun.
All right, Rick, we got to head out, brother. Hold on, Adam.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I gotta head out, guys.
Yeah. Give any final shout outs, man.
Yeah, final shout outs, man. Cold Steel 3 is the butter game, the true butter game.
There we go. All right. No parquet here. We got
the
Yo.
Yeah.
Is there a Vinland episode this week?
Nope, sadly. No, there is not. Apparently, there's some sports festival going on in Japan, and it took his time slot. So we don't have to wait till like was it comes out on Sundays, right?
Yeah, man. Yo, man, this episode's gonna be fucking hype.
Yeah, it's gonna be my favorite fight in the entire series. They better do it justice.
Yeah. All right, Rico, man. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Peace out.
I'll talk to you
shout out to the chicken sandwich too.
Yeah, word up. Great review, man. The only review that counts, man.
I know, right? Peace out.
All right, Adam, go ahead and continue, sir.
Oh, what else? Still enjoying my Ninja Turtle cabinet, Arcade 1.
Right.
I love that thing. That's great. Still working on my other project. Hopefully I'll have it done by Sunday, which is why I'm not on camera, because it's pieces behind me. You know, so that should be fun.
The dead bodies.
Yeah, I don't want to show dead bodies. Playing what else? There is something else I was playing, but but that's the majority of it. Those are the big ones. I jump in and out. That's the thing. I just jump in and around. It's like I feel like playing something. I just play it. I know a lot of people just have to stick with one thing, and I should do that because maybe I'd clear up my backlog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I just get I just get in the mood. I'm like, man, I'm gonna jump on that. You know, so the one thing that I'm hoping to jump back, and just from the email, we talked about this a little earlier. You got that email too from Ubisoft saying that they're going to fix Breakpoint. Like, we're going to fix that shit. Don't worry. But then again, it said no time soon. So, you know, at least I don't have to worry about it for now.
Wait, they lied before. They said before launch they were going to put back in the AI partners.
Yeah, but then they said even that was post-launch. They said we're bringing it back post-launch. Now they said that along with all these other updates are not coming anytime soon. So now I'm assuming 2020.
All right, we'll see about that.
Yeah. So, and then that's it. I think that's pretty much it.
All right, Chris, what you been playing lately, man?
I've been jumping between a few things. I was going back.
Oh shit! Sorry,
Adam, man.
God, I knew there was something else. Something else has been going. Call of Duty, man. Modern Warfare. Pew, shots in the face. Love it.
I'll talk about that in a bit. Go ahead, Chris.
So I was saying I went back to get some more trophies in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls Remastered. So it's a pain in the ass all over again, just like PS3, because you have to forge every single weapon type in the game. So that's where it's taking me so long. I started Link's Awakening on the Switch, so I was playing through that, and I just got Luigi's Mansion 3, so I have to play that. And then, of course, Death Stranding's coming out. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna play all this shit.
Man, yeah, you had time for all this shit, man. Crazy.
How do you like Luigi Mansion 3? Because I'm a big fan of it, but I didn't pick this
just
one
got
up.
it. I haven't.
Oh, you haven't gotten it.
Mario.
Because I mean, this one said, "Was it? You got 8-player co-op?" Like, how does that
It
work?
does. It has 2-player couch co-op, but 8-player, I think, online co-op.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nuts. Yeah, no, I like the second one. I played that on 3DS. The second one was good.
That was a good one.
I didn't have GameCube. I didn't play the first one. I have the first one. I just never played it. But the second
That's
one,
also on 3DS now.
yeah, they should probably port all that to Switch. Like, I don't see the first one especially because that wasn't a 3DS game originally. It was a GameCube game, so it should be easy to put that over.
All right, anything else?
No, that's it, man. I look forward to Death Stranding.
Yes,
And
preparing, man.
Prioritize that. Try to, because if we're going to talk about it on Sunday, I definitely want to play it.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. If people ask us questions about it, a wink, wink. You know, we'll talk about it. All right, Carlos, man, what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PCs. Benchmarking tool.
Oh,
Have you noticed-
benchmarking tool.
Yeah, I still haven't started yet. I've just been running benchmarks all fucking day.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing anything. I'm trying to think. Nope. I've been binging. I binged this show called Succession.
Oh, did you like that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I tried. Something about it. Just, I don't know.
It's,
I don't
you know,
know.
it probably
Didn't hate
has.
it,
It,
just,
it was probably you probably thought it was made by Kojima. You know.
No.
Whoa.
All right, Mr. Emilio's.
Why, hello there. So, what's going on right now is I think I mentioned this before. I'm like at the cusp of completing and getting the platinum trophy for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So I have 2 more bosses to go, and I could probably do that at a weekend. But I still got to hit level 99 to get that trophy, and then do final cleanup, and then that's it. Boom. And then the next one is the one I'm probably gonna play for the foreseeable future, Death Stranding, which I'm getting on the 8th. We'll probably have as I said, they'll probably do an unboxing of the baby tube.
Yes. Cool.
That's about it. That's at least what my future looks like right now. Oh, and
games.
I also have Shenmue coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Shit, I totally forgot about that.
Shenmue's coming too.
that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As far as myself, I was playing the Outer Worlds, but I stopped it. I said this on the Art podcast. The thing that's cool about this game is also its biggest hindrance. It's like Fallout. Like it's cool that it's like Fallout in space, but I don't really want to play Fallout right now, so I just stopped playing it. Also played for review, first time ever that I actually played one of these games to completion, because I played demos, a little bit of online here and there, but nothing serious. Fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare. My review should be going up on PC Mag relatively soon, and although I'm not going to say I'm a fan of the series, I understand why people like it. Like, I spent a good 3-4 hours trying to level up my character just so I can unlock better weapons so I can kill motherfuckers faster.
It's something very satisfying when you shoot and you see those numbers popping up, and you see all these little achievement things.
Yeah.
Boom, you unlock it.
I understand. Yeah. Yo, when I got that M4, son, I was over. I was
You became Rambo.
Yeah, man. I was like, shit.
It's one of the best guns in the game.
And I swear the way they do the leveling, it's like you always level up and you're 75% of the way there. It's like, shit. Let me play one more round.
You want to keep going.
Yeah, and then you do it, right? And you go back 80%. God damn it, I got another one. You just keep going. The narrative was dope. I enjoyed it. I understand what they were trying to go for, like a bit more stripped down thing. So that was kind of cool. And then there's a lot of multiplayer things going on, so that's pretty neat. Played that. And what's the other one? Now I'm forgetting it. Oh yeah, Red Dead. Yo, excuse me. This shit is crazy, man.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Now you guys already know Red Dead Redemption 2, my favorite game of the generation, man. I'm gonna say it. This is supposed to be the Sony podcast, right? Shit's better on PC.
On my PC?
Oh, nerd.
Now, was it gameplay wise or just visually wise?
Visually, man, the gameplay is exactly the same.
We knew that was definitely going to happen.
Yeah. No, the gameplay is exactly the same. If you liked it before, you're gonna if you liked it before, you're gonna like it again. If you hated it, you're gonna hate it again.
So they didn't add anything new, because I know when they brought over GTA 5, they added a director's mode, and you could do all kinds of stuff.
The only new thing they added to this is a proper photo mode. That's the only thing they really added to it.
And first person, that was the other thing they added.
Was that in the original? I don't remember.
GTA 5. No, GTA 5.
No. In Red Dead, because Red Dead has first person, but I don't remember if.
And on the horse.
On the horse, it does. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
because I was, how you toggle the different camera angles. I'm look at that. I'm behind my horse now. I only got up to the point where when I reached Valentine, but man, the graphics are fucking crazy. The only thing is kind of interesting. I'm gonna go along with the consensus of this game. It's badly optimized. Like, think about it. This is the only game I own that I cannot max out, and apparently there are guys that have like the beastliest fucking card out there, $1,200 card. They can't even max this shit out. So, like, some people were, if they're not trying to be a little positive about it, they're like, oh no, it's just because it's like Crisis, your rig can't handle it. No, it's just badly optimized, so hopefully Rockstar fixes that. But on my shit, and I know some people were talking about how the game was crashing on them. I didn't have any of those issues on the base settings. Because what I do is I usually just let GeForce handle the optimization. I do that, 60 frames a second, 1080p, crisp. Even with those settings, it murders the console versions. I don't give a fuck if you got an Xbox One X, man. This shit ain't looking as good as PC. I'm saying that right now, man. So yeah, that's what I've been playing lately, and clearing the plate, obviously, because when Death Stranding comes, it's over. My whole life is gonna be given over to this game, man.
You're gonna be seeing packages all the time.
That's it. Like, if I'm not working, I'm playing this fucking game. I can't wait. I'm so fucking stoked, man. We're finally gonna see Kojima Unchained, man. I don't give a fuck about any of those reviews, man. Only one that counts is Richard's and mine's, man.
Yeah.
Screw Adam's review.
But that's the thing. Even if it wasn't a Kojima game, it just doesn't sound appealing to me.
Yeah, no. I've made it clear from day one. My main thing is a Kojima game. I'm playing this shit.
Here's Adam's review: butter or not butter?
Yeah, right.
That's
it.
Man, for me right now,
how many sticks of butter does it get?
For what I played so far, I haven't really played anything that stood past this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is my game of the year.
A word?
Wow. That's it. Just for the game. It's a total package. It's got everything. For somebody who likes playing multiplayer, somebody who wants a story, somebody who wants to feel rewarded when they're playing a game, that provides everything. It's all there. And it worked. Out of the box, it worked. It didn't have all kinds of issues of crashing and this and this and that. It worked. I didn't have to worry about shit. So for me, that's it. Because all the other games, we have all these other problems, and we're waiting for fixes for shit. And so.
All right, so yeah, that's it, man. So we'll be back on Sunday. You already know how that goes. But before that, we want to thank Richard for being on once again, man. Rich, let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yes, thanks for having me on. Feel free to stay tuned to the coalition. There's a couple of things going on behind the scenes. I also did want to mention that we actually are doing a Death Stranding giveaway for those that don't already know.
Right.
That is on the website. That actually ends tomorrow. So I would encourage you, if you haven't entered in for a chance to win the game, I would definitely recommend you do that like ASAP.
Yeah, but, get on that, people.
Absolutely. But yes, more stuff coming in the works, so stay tuned.
It's going to be awesome. And yeah, you heard it here first. We will have Richard on for our last episode of the year, the Game of the Year special. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
Absolutely.
be, that looks like it's going to be in about a month from now. Pretty crazy. Year's coming.
Whoa.
By the way, not only is the year coming to an end, the decade's coming to an end. I just realized that today.
Oh, yeah?
Starting next year, we're going to have a name for a decade again. We haven't had a name for a decade. We had the aughts and then the tens. We're finally going to have a decade. We're going to be in the 20s, you know?
There's someone once. We talked about that when I mentioned about that PSN, the top 20 sales for October. Control wasn't even on that list.
Wow.
Why?
Why you always have to be negative Nancy here, man?
I'm just pointing out that was a good game from what people said.
We're going into a decade that has a name, and you're like talking about the shitty sales that Control has, man.
I didn't say anything bad about the game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like Remedy. I didn't say anything bad about it at all. I'm just surprised.
You said that was October, right?
It's for October sales, yeah.
Okay. That game came out at the end of August. So
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I don't know if that would be on there.
Well,
Would be in
GTA 5
September.
is on this shit, so.
You know what's not on there?
It's been on there forever.
Yeah.
That game's never leaving.
Crazy. Anyway, man, thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
Guys, and we may have a little bit of a Death Stranding thing going too. We have a bunch of posters from the event that I was at, so we'll figure out how we're gonna divvy them out. But yeah, if you get yourself a Norman Reedus poster to stick on your wall.
Nice. Chris Seeley,
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero,
Not only do I miss the release of Death Stranding, I'm also missing the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So
Holy shit!
missing
Damn,
everything, man. It's crazy right now.
yeah, man, later, people.
All right,
Jesus.
Adam Vale
Yo, have fun this weekend.
and
Play
Richard.
some Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah, you do that, man. And Richard Bailey Jr.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, all right, people. Go make some connections out there, man. Peace out.